everyone, this is Sasha bringing you a video tutorial today from BP4U. And today we are going to talk about some editing modes. So right now I'm in full mode, and we've kind of gone over this a little bit. We talked about how you can add some adjustment layers using the layers panel, and we have talked about using some actions over here in the actions panel. But we also have two other panels. We have quick and we have guided. So let's explore those. So over here in quick, we have this smart fix, and we can click on this and we can get kind of an auto fix, a little bit of a subtle change, but you can see that it did make a little bit of a difference. Or we can go ahead and we can do this ourselves, and we can just pull the slider over and we can get that quick fix. Or each one of these sliders has an arrow next to it, and you can click that and you can expand this to these little kind of preset photos, and you can see ahead of what your photo will look like if you use that adjustment. And you can watch this slider move across as you pick as you hover over the different effects, and you can go ahead and you can click on the one that you like the most and either press the check mark to accept it or the X to reject the change. Here we have auto levels, which makes a very subtle change as well. And we have auto contrast, which makes a very subtle change for us. Again, here we have the shadows, and we can expand that and we can check out the different effects that we can get. And you can see that this one is one that if you pull this all the way up to the very end here, we are going to get a crazy effect, and I don't recommend pulling out every shadow from your photo. It's one that I would probably use just a little bit of, just to brighten your photo, maybe just a little bit. Again, the check mark will accept your changes and the X will reject them. And then we have the midtones. Again, you can add midtones or you can take midtones away. And we have highlights, where you can decrease the highlights and you can dim your picture a little bit. Again, it's one that I would use very subtly, because if you use too much of it, then you get skin that looks like that. And that's not exactly the look that we're going for. And to revert this, you see how this picture here has this arrow on it that says, if you hover over it, it says reset to original. We can go ahead and click on that button. The check mark accepts our changes and the X rejects them. So let's click on the check mark, and we can see that our revert was accepted. Here for color, we have auto. Now this tries to go in and automatically fix our white balance. So I'm going to reset that because I think it made it just a little bit cool. With our saturation here, we can choose whether we want it to be completely desaturated, just a little bit desaturated. We can choose how much saturation that we would like to add. So we can get some different effects here with just the playing with some saturation. Again, we can do this with the hue as well. We can change the hue of our photo. This would work really great, especially if we were using something like, for example, a picture of a flower. I could go in and I could use this hue slider to kind of change the entire color of the picture, and maybe take a pink flower and make it something totally different, which could be really interesting and very pretty. Here we have our color balance, so we can make our picture cooler by playing with the temperature, or we can make it warmer. And then here we have the tint, so we can add a little bit of a tint to our photo by adding green or magenta. And here we have the sharpness, and we can sharpen our picture, or we can auto sharpen. So also over here we have some tools as well, and I'm going to show you. Let me click back over into full mode and grab my other picture. I'm going to show you some of these tools. So here we have our zoom tool, and I'm actually going to use that to fill my screen. And I'm going to use my hand tool now to move the picture now that I have zoomed in. And I might even zoom in just a little bit more by using the slider. Oops. And this hand tool here, because I kind of want to get a nice good clear view of her teeth, because I'm going to show you this tooth whitening tool, which is pretty fun. So this is going to whiten and select teeth at the same time. And so as I start clicking around here, I'm going to be selecting her teeth. And as it selects them, it starts whitening them right away. So we're going to go all the way back. Grab some of those ones down here. Okay, so when you're happy with that, then you can go ahead and you can grab another tool. Now if you go over here into full mode, you can see now that we have a layer over top of our background layer, and you can see now the change that that has made. And if you wanted to, like right here with that lip, you can see I grabbed just a little bit of her lip. You can also take a black brush and you can paint over that. And I would want to pull my opacity to 100% to remove that from her lip so that that didn't look crazy there. Or you could use that also to paint it on an area that maybe didn't get hit. Again, I've got that spot right back here. So that's just one of those really quick fun tools that you can use in Photoshop Elements that is kind of unique. We have here too, make dull skies blue. So you can blue your sky with that brush, and you can use this one to grab some, here, let's trade our pictures back. We'll go back into quick mode here. Let's grab a little bit of a bigger brush. And we can kind of paint over this, and we can make a black and white. Now the reason why it's painting over this so PC is now we can make this into a color splash. So let's say that we wanted to, you know, pull her eyes out of that and color splash. Let's color splash everything inside of her glasses. So you could go ahead and use that then to, you know, make a high contrast black and white that was still had some pieces of it in color. And again, if you come over here into full mode, then you can decide whether you like that change or not, and if you don't, then you can go ahead and delete it. So if we come over here into guided mode, we are going to talk about that in part 2. So stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for watching this video tutorial. Stay tuned for part 2. Happy editing!